What up? My name is Jade Fox and this is the Madeyoulooks channel, and today I have a video where I'm going to be talking about what are the trends, right? But what are the trends that are the most suited for the well-suited? And when I say that, I mean my androgynous people out there, my unisex folks out there, my genderless people out there. I got you. These are the trends that I feel like are for us. I feel like these are the trends that are worth spending our money on because these are the trends that feel the less stupid. You know, there's nothing off-white belt about this. Okay, let's go ahead and start off with the first one. The overshirt. Y'all know I love an overshirt. An overshirt is just a third. Honestly, it's a thick shirt, a third. An overshirt is just a thicker shirt. It's a shirt with two C's, if you see what I'm saying. They're the perfect layering piece. They're perfect for when you don't want to wear a heavy ass coat, but you want to have another layer, but you want to still be warm, but you also want to get off the look. I think that overshirts are elevated flannels. Oftentimes I get tired of wearing flannels because it's just so predictable. It's so predictable from a homosexual life that's like, I don't want to do the thing that y'all think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the thing that is unpredictable, which is a shirt with two C's. So I'm gonna go with the overshirt. And plus the thing about overshirts is that they are kind of innately masculine looking because they do have a very almost like workwear kind of aesthetic to it. They have that kind of like function first kind of feel to them. And so that's why I say really regardless of the color, regardless of the makeup of the overshirt, an overshirt is one of the best things that you can get right now because it's also fall and it just makes sense. Number two, leather pieces. I'm talking leather jackets, leather pants, leather shoes. Sometimes during the fall season, we don't want to go cozy vibes too soon because maybe it's like a nice little mid-60s where you're at, and so we can't do full-on Sherpa, we can't do full-on fur all the way up and down. What we can do is leather, and the thing that I love about leather is that it comes in so many different types. You can go suede, you can go with like a pebbled leather, you can go with a smooth leather, you can go with a vegan leather. Regardless of your particular taste when it comes to leather, there is something out there for you. And also the best thing about leather is that you can get it fairly inexpensive by buying it secondhand, and you have the confidence in knowing that quality is gonna be there. Okay, it's not gonna have no, you know, like when you go to Goodwill and they have like brown, it'd be like brown on the collar, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna deal with that. Honestly, I don't know, but just like go to the thrift store, but get you some affordable leather pieces because they are there, I promise you. And I also feel like with the push for sustainability, with the push for, you know, leaning a little bit less on, you know, authentic leather and going for those more faux leathers or even just completely different materials in general, it's much easier now to find a leather substitute with something that's gonna get you that aesthetic of leather, but without it actually being real leather, if that's something that you're interested in. I feel like now is definitely one of the times where you can find those really cool pieces. And one thing I love about leather is that it's one of those things that anybody, regardless of your shape, regardless of gender, regardless of anything, you just look cooler in leather. There's no one on the planet that doesn't look good in a leather jacket. There's nobody on the planet that doesn't look fucking sick in a pair of leather pants. I love all the leather on leather on leather looks that I've been seeing lately as well. And so that's why I say, go for it, get you some nice leather pieces because it's just one, timeless, and two, you're gonna look fucking cool, girl. Number three, LUG-SOLE boots. More specifically, I think that Bottega Veneta and their LUG-SOLE boot, the craze that has surrounded has definitely started this trend, and you're seeing a lot of other dupes being made by like Zara, H&M, that type of thing. You can find like a more inexpensive pair. And the thing that I love about these boots is that if you are very feminine, if you have a very feminine style, these boots will give your style a bit of an edge. If you have an edgy style, if you're already wearing your leathers, you're already wearing studs, and you know, maybe you've got an edge or a punky or even like a rock star type of style, these boots are gonna make you look a little bit more casual, maybe a little less intimidating. You know what I mean? If you care. If you care. I also love that these boots are so unisex as well. I talk about boots a lot on this channel, and my favorite feature with boots is a very long shaft. Give me that long, thick, meaty shaft.
Really? Nothing.
That goes right past my ankles, maybe even up to my nostrils. The longer the shaft you got, the better. That's what I say. That's what I always say. This LUG-SOLE style boot, I think, is just very versatile for everybody. And then one of the best parts about it is that because it's got that long shaft, it looks good with shorts. It looks good with things that are cropped. If you're one to wear skirts, even like skirts, maybe like pencil skirt or something like that. Actually, let me not talk about skirts because I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about if I'm talking about skirts. But if you're the type of person to wear things that are cropped or to wear things that kind of stop like right below the knee, that type of thing, I think that these style boots look so sick with things at that length, because there's something about when your garment on the bottom stops somewhere and then instead of you seeing skin and then your shoe, it just goes straight to shaft. Give me that shaft. Get you some boots, that's all I'm saying. Now this next one, depending on the size of your chest, that will determine how much privilege you have here. But the next trend is gonna be vests. We've been seeing a lot of these early 2000s inspired, Lindsay Lohan, Hilary Duff, hip hugging jeans, along with the snug fit vests. This has been something that has been popping up a lot as of late. To be honest, PTSD that I have when I see these, simply because my chest could never, my titties could never. But the good thing is that not only are these fitted, snug, more tuxedo style vests very popular right now, puffer vests are also popular. Even like those more like tech wear style vests where they've got a bunch of pockets and that type of thing. I know that Nike has recently come out with some part of their ACG line, and I've been seeing a lot of people on Instagram wearing those. And so that's why I say I love vests, because even though, you know, I may not have the body, in my opinion, that's just my opinion, you know, to work for all of the different types of vests, because vests are such a trend right now, there's a variety that you can choose from. So if you want to do the more snug, you know, Shane from the L Word style vest, you can do that. Get a Clue, Lindsay Lohan style vest, you can do that. But if you want to go for something that's a bit more, you know, that leans more into androgyny, that leans a little bit more into even like maybe masculine, or even like an outdoorsy kind of aesthetic, I would say, those more puffer or like quilted style vests are really, really, really gonna do the job. And I'm also gonna say, I've noticed, I haven't picked up one myself, I've noticed from the brand Cole Buxton, they have these puffer vests, but they're cropped. So check those out too, because they look really dope. Next up is wide leg pants. Hear me out when it comes to these wide leg pants. I have a theory. I don't know how much of a theory, this is what I think. Wide leg pants are far superior to any other type of pant. Hear me out. Do I think that skinny and straight legs and bootlegs and flare jeans and all these other types of cuts have a space? Absolutely. Y'all got a space, y'all can be here. I'm not saying y'all gotta leave, you know what I mean? But one thing that I love about wide leg pants, and when I say wide leg pants, I feel like I need to be more specific. I'm not talking about like baggy pants. Like I don't mean just like big ass pants. I mean a pair of pants that fits you, but it's just wider in the leg. I feel like they just look so much more elevated than any other type of pant. A t-shirt with a wide leg pant looks more elevated than a t-shirt with a pair of straight leg denim. Still looks good, still a vibe, but it has almost like a more, it does feel maybe a little bit more dressy. Maybe that's why I feel that way, because we're not using denim, because we're not going with a more casual, you know, fabric and shape as well. Because with the wide leg pants that I'm speaking about, they tend to have a little bit more movement, and I love the look of cropped wide leg pants, especially on people who are short. Hear me out, I'm trying to help y'all out. My shorties out there, I'm trying to help y'all out right now, okay? If you have a pair of like wide leg pants that are cropped, wear those with a pair of boots and a t-shirt. You just look cool. You just look cool, and you look less basic. It's a little bit less predictable than going with a pair of denim. Because I think a lot of times we want to be comfortable, but we don't want to wear the same thing that we feel like we're always wearing. And I'll speak for myself, I wear these pants way too often than I would like to say, but that's just because I don't want to think, you know what I mean, when I'm just trying to get some clothes on so that I can leave. And the great thing about these wide leg pants is that you can just replace them with whatever you would use, whatever you would wear with like sweatpants. Whatever the thing is that you put on immediately when you're just trying to get out the door. So those same pair of jeans or those cargos or those shorts, whatever, if you just replace that, keep everything else the same, but just replace it with a pair of wide leg pants, it's just gonna make you look like you spent 20 minutes longer than you actually did getting ready that day. And plus, I think that wide leg pants are the safest. This might be a controversial thing to say, but I'm brave, so I'm gonna say it. I think that wide leg pants are the safest style of pant to buy across all sections. I posted a video recently on men's section versus the women's section, what you should buy from where. And when it comes to wide leg pants, I feel like that is something that's safe, and it doesn't really matter what section that you get it from, because a wide leg pant in a men's section, it's gonna give you that really nice structure, you know what I mean? It might be a little bit more fixed in the movement and not be so fluid in the movement. And even that in itself is a vibe. Or if you go to the women's section and get like a wide leg pant, you might get more of that movement. The fabric might be a little bit thinner, and so it might have more of like a whimsy kind of feel to it, more so than a functional or even like a workwear sturdiness of wide leg pants from the men's section. So either way, get you some, get you a slice. That's all I'm saying. I'm aware that this next one's a little weird and it may not be for everybody, but it is trendy, so I had to bring it up. So something that has been trending right now is almost like, I don't even know what to call it, but like kid-like accessories. If you think back to like when you were early teens, even like before you even became a teenager, butterfly hair clips and like powder blue clips, and you know, those like handmade looking bracelets where you would like put your name in it, you know, like little bead bracelets, like very summer camp bestie, you know, style accessories are very much in, like stuff with smiley faces and pink and little blue charms and that type of thing. Very youthful style accessories are very in right now. More specifically, I've been seeing a lot with rings. People have been doing those like clay, I think that's what they're called. They're like clay rings and stuff like that. The reason why I'm adding this to this list is because I think it's so cute. I just think it's cute. And there's something about someone who may seem or aesthetically may have like an edgier style or even like a serious style, and just added these little like heart earrings or like little star, you know, hair clips or whatever that just adds some like fun to an outfit. Obviously, like I said, this is not going to be for everybody, but I think that this is just something about fashion that we needed to be reminded of, which is that this shit is allowed to be fun. You're allowed to revisit stuff that you liked in your childhood. You're allowed to revisit stuff like, say you're more masculine aligned right now and you're more feminine aligned when you were younger. Go back and see those things that you liked back then, because you might still like them now, even though your aesthetic has completely changed, you know? I think that that is the nostalgia aspect of fashion is really fun to play within. And although I don't support people being wasteful and just like buying a bunch of stuff for the moment only to get rid of it, I do think that we are all allowed to explore fashion and style and see what works for us. And if that means going back in the archives, if that means seeing what's trendy right now, I think that that's okay. I just don't want y'all to be wasteful. That's the only thing. So it's like, try out a trend here and there, see what you like, maybe even buy something inexpensive, or buy something that is of quality. That way you partook in the trend, but you're not necessarily being wasteful. I think that's a good way to go about it. But like I said, with these kid-like or like youthful style accessories that we're seeing, it's just fun. And it's just nice to be able to have fun with clothes and clothing. So that's what I'm saying, try it out. Okay, next up, dress shoes. I have been seeing a lot of people opting for derbies, loafers, boots over sneakers lately. And I'm personally here for it. I love like a stomping down the hallway ass shoe, like a shoe that knocks when you walk. I'm here for that. And so obviously I'm here for this whole resurgence within like dress shoes, kind of like overlapping with streetwear, kind of overlapping with like the tomboy or even just like casual aesthetics. And one thing I love is that pretty much when it comes to women's wear, shoes anyway, if it's not a sandal, a sneaker, or a heel, it's a derby or a loafer or even a mule. And they just automatically have that masculine look to them. And which is great for me because I have a small foot, and so I love the look of menswear dress shoes. I really do. They look very like classic to me. However, I can't wear them because my foot is too small. And so I love that women's wear has adopted these more like menswear style pieces suited for women, or just suited for people with a smaller frame or just a smaller foot. And so obviously I think that this is going to work perfectly if you have an androgynous style, if you have like a more unisex style. I love the look of a really simple outfit with just like a pair of like Doc Martin, you know, derbies, or a pair of Doc Martin Adrians, something that's a bit more chunky even. It just works so well. I feel like you should have at least one pair of like derbies or one pair of loafers in your closet just for when the time calls, because oftentimes before I really like got into my style, I realized that the times where I would need to dress up, or the times where I would need to like be or look professional, I needed to be very like HR ready. I noticed that like my looks were really feminine because I didn't know how to create an outfit that still had the same like masculine energy that I enjoyed, but with the pieces that were already in my closet. And so I think that if you were to have, or rather if I were to have a pair of derbies, if I were to have a pair of loafers in my closet, I could have made something work very, very easily instead of trying to make like a pair of ballet flats, which I hate flats now. So I don't know why I did that to myself, but like, you know, just something, when you have a pair of those shoes, you can just be able to be ready for the occasion when it calls for it, and be able to come out with a look that you feel good in, that is appropriate for the situation as well. Also, I enjoy that you can get off a very like Kyle Balka from Living Single type of look. You can pull off like a schoolboy kind of look, a soft boy kind of look. Like there are so many aesthetics under like the casual umbrella, or even under the streetwear umbrella, where you can be or look a bit more elevated or look a bit more smart while still keeping that cool energy, or like that unique energy to your fit. And so shoes, in my opinion, I feel like shoes are just the punctuation mark pretty much on your outfit. So if you've got something really loud going on with your outfit and then you have like a really simple shoe, it's a period. If you've got a really simple outfit on and then you've got loud ass shoes, that's an exclamation mark. If you've got a lot going on and your shoes also have a lot going on, that's a comma, because that lets you know, okay, bitch, there's more to come. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like your shoes that's a perfect analogy. Good job, Jade. Yeah, I feel like your shoes are like the punctuation marks of your outfit, so explore it. This next one also might not be for everybody, but I want to mention it because I think that if you make it work for your style, it could look really, really cool. And that is second skin clothing. A lot of this comes from the popularity of the Marine Sarah brand, Marine Sarah the designer, and Beyonce and all the other celebrities kind of wearing these turtlenecks, these second skin style turtlenecks, second skin style suits and long sleeve shirts, whether that be wearing them by themselves or wearing that underneath something as a layering piece and like having like a t-shirt or something like that on top. This looks so chic to me. I think that turtlenecks are one of the most chic items of clothing to ever exist. I think that they might be one of the, alongside t-shirts, this is a bold statement. Once again, I'm feeling brave today. I feel like they might be one of the more perfect things that have ever been invented is the turtleneck. And so with that second skin element, you can have a turtleneck or even something that has the aesthetic of a turtleneck, but has a thinner fabric. So you're not gonna be burning up. Even Uniqlo, they have like those heat tech style turtlenecks. I wouldn't say that they're second skin, but they are thin and they are made to be snug on the body. And so it's kind of like second skin adjacent. But this looks so cool, especially if you have something on top of it and just having like that print of whatever that second skin piece is on your arms. It kind of gives me 2000s vibes. Do y'all remember back in the day when people would buy those shirts that had the tattoos on them? That had the tattoos on the sleeve and the sleeves were see-through. And so when they put it on underneath something, it looked like their arm had a bunch of tattoos on it, but it was really just a shirt. And then they have like another shirt on top of that, you know what I'm talking about? It kind of gives me that feel, like that energy to it. And I think that it looks so dope. I've seen a specific way that men have been wearing these, and that is basically like by themselves. And so they'll be like really skin tight. Granted, most of the guys that I have seen do this style have been very big, like bulky. And so like their full titties are out in these shirts, but they would have them and just have them really skin tight and then with a massive pair of pants, like a big pair of cargo pants, even like a pair of like military style pants. And it just looks good. The proportions look really fire to me too. Just the juxtaposition of something really tight with something really baggy on the bottom. I think it's chef's kiss. And plus, when it comes to showing skin, when it comes to showing our bodies, that is something that is for everybody. And so that's why that has made it on this list. 2 more and then I'm out, all right? This next one, this might be just me, but the polo. The polo is back. The casual, soft collar polos are back. They're back in a different way though. They're not back in the Kanye West way where we're popping our collars and we've got the 2-tone collars showing. It's not so much that. It's also not giving, 2000s really big baggy polos with, big old shorts that basically stop at our ankles, like shorts culottes basically. That's not really the vibe. It's more of, I actually have been seeing them a lot with no buttons right here. And so it just gives it more of that kind of like seamless, easy style to it. You can see these in Zara. You can really anywhere. You can find these anywhere you want. And I think also the thing that's different this time about the polos as opposed to last time is that we're doing no logos. Like back in the day, we used to do the Ralph Lauren polos, even like Lacoste polos. What else was popping back in the day? Like Abercrombie polos. Like we're not so much doing the logo heavy polos, more so just the blank, relaxed to fit polos that are easy, throw on, long sleeve too. That's another distinction. And I think that's different this time with the polo trend this time. That's another distinction that's different is this time with the polo trend, they tend to be more long sleeves, whereas last time we saw them in the early 2000s, it was more of the short sleeve menswear type of polos. And so play around with it. I love polos. I really love the look of like a relaxed polo tucked into a pair of high-waisted pair of like pleated pants. I think it looks so dope. And then you could like top that off with a sneaker, put on a big old long coat, and you're ready for the fall. You're ready for the fall days, you know what I mean? They're so easy. They're so versatile to work with. Literally, it's kind of like wide leg pants where just switch out that t-shirt for a polo and you've instantly elevated your look. And the last item on the list, last trend, is going to be vintage style sneakers. Recently, I've been seeing Starter. People have been doing a lot of campaigns for the brand Starter, which is, I remember like being in elementary school or middle school and wearing like starter shorts like during gym. And so there's definitely been a resurgence in those more classic sneaker brands coming out with those more vintage style sneakers, Starter being one of them, Reebok being another. We've seen that with New Balance coming out with those 550s, the Ame Leondor. Somebody corrected me in my DMs once about how to say that. If you're here in the audience today, correct me again because you said I was saying it wrong, but I'm gonna just say it for what I think it is now, but Ame Leondor or Ame Leondor Dore, I don't know. With their collab with New Balance, the shoes aren't crisp white anymore. They're giving more of like those off-whites, almost like antique kind of feel, that almost like a slight wear and tear kind of vibe to the sneakers that are coming out, like brand new sneakers that are coming out. If you like dad shoes, I would highly suggest you look into Adidas. They've been coming out with a lot of silhouettes that are definitely like echoing that dad type of chunky style. If you're into that, I highly suggest that you check it out. The reason why I like these, specifically for androgynous style, is because unlike shoes that look new, I feel like it's hard to make. I just associate people with like or more unisex or androgynous style with people who just look cooler in general. And so when I think of outfits that stand out in my mind that are really cool that I've seen androgynous people wear, nothing ever seems brand new. Nothing is ever crisp. Everything has like an ease to it, a texture to it. It has almost like the energy of something that you've had for a while. And so that's why I say these more vintage style sneakers work so well. And then also I feel like they just look less sporty in general. And so sometimes when you want to pair a pair of sneakers with a casual outfit that is not sporty at all, sometimes the sneakers can make it look really sporty just based off of the colorway, based off of the fact that they're like that crisp white, you know what I mean? Whereas if you were to go for something that had more of that like dad kind of aesthetic, or that just felt more aged or a little older or vintage or something along that lines, it feels less sporty and it carries that theme of kind of like effortlessness or effortless cool, you know, kind of follows that theme and keeps the theme going. That could be me reading completely too deeply into things, but it's a really, really small thing, and it's a really small change to make, but I feel like it really does make a big difference. And I noticed that because I started pretty much reaching for my Air Force Ones less and less and less over the last few months now. And that's just because I feel like they look too basketball-y, like they look too sporty. But when I put on a pair of like my gray, you know, 992s from New Balance, it gives me the look that I'm looking for. And so that's why I say just explore. This whole list, you don't have to do any of it if you don't want to. You don't have to purchase anything if you don't want to. This list is more so just to give y'all trends that are happening right now that I feel may suit you more than other trends. And when I do these trend videos, this is also not me saying go off and go buy a bunch of stuff, and more so just letting you know what's out there, like letting you know what your options are. Maybe you're not on Instagram like that. Maybe you don't be in the blogs like that, like I be. And so this is just me giving you some information, and you can do whatever you want with it. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know how y'all felt about this video. My name is Jade Fox. This is the Madeyoulooks channel, and do not forget, wear what you want, wear what you like, wear it out. See you soon.